G'day guys, welcome back to Mango Invest. In this video, we're going to break down how much Coca-Cola pays me in dividends every single quarter. They are a quarterly paying dividend company. So we'll have a look just in the previous history. So they're currently trading at $61. In 2022, they reached a high of $65. And back in 2020, it's probably still during the pandemic era, they were sitting at $43 there. So not a very volatile company, very slow, very steady, very boring, I'd say. But they've got a 3% dividend yield. I've got 203 shares within the company, and I've paid $51 at an average for those shares. So I'm currently in the positive by over $2,000, which is 19%. And the total equity within the portfolio is $12,531. Coca-Cola for me, I haven't really invested too much more money into the company recently. I bought back in 2019 just because, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, companies of that nature were very safe. I felt like it wasn't a risk at all. And then, I started to do a little bit more analysis within the company and actually started to, what was, a dividend sort of king, which is, a dividend received in more than, 50 years. But you can see here just the 3% dividend yield at a 5-year compound annual growth rate of 3%. Now, this is sitting on the lower end of companies that increase their dividend. People really like to see that 10%, that 15% compound annual growth rate. But as long as Coca-Cola are still increasing their dividend, they are an established company, and it is extremely hard to constantly grow your dividend every single year for 60 years of 15%. So I think that's reasonable just to have that slow 3 to 4% increases. And again, making it a dividend king, they've increased their dividend for 60 plus years, which is just incredible, really. They pay 46 cents per share, and they're a quarterly paying dividend company. Let's just have a look at the dividend growth. All right, so let's have a look at the 10-year sort of bar graphs. Yeah, you've got that nice sort of linear progression. That's really what you want to see for any sort of dividend paying company. But here you can see the very slow and gradual growth. Now, back in 2010 to 2013, you've had a couple of high percentage rate increases, being 7%, 6%, 8%, and even 9%. But most recently, even after the pandemic, and I think they're slowly starting to increase that, but they've really got to get more cash flow is the general sort of gist. But 2020, they increased at just over 2%. 2021, just over 2%. So yeah, a very slow grind is probably what I'd describe it as. But again, a very safe dividend company nonetheless. And that's pretty much the same with McDonald's as well. But we'll look over to track your dividends. All right, looking at Coca-Cola here. All right, and you can see, 203 shares at an average cost of $51.61. Current dividend yield, because I've invested into this company in 2019, my yield on cost is actually a lot higher than what the current dividend yield is. So my current dividend yield with Coca-Cola is 3.56%, and the annual dividend income is $373. So that might seem, really low compared to, Realty Income Corporation, JEPI, QYLD, and companies of that nature. Purely because I haven't really invested all that much money into it. I am, a little bit more attracted to, the higher dividend being QYLD and JEPI, as I want to sort of fast track my dividends and get more monthly and yearly income. But I still think, companies like Coca-Cola and McDonald's are still extremely important to keep in or hold in your portfolio, just because they are extremely safe and they are dividend kings and dividend aristocrats. But let's move on to stake, and we'll see what the last dividend payment was for Coca-Cola. Might be a little bit of a scroll because they do only pay quarterly. Where are you? Oh, Coca-Cola. So $93 for the quarter. Okay, so not too bad. You can see the $203 and the 46 cents per share. So, it's not the greatest, but it's still income nonetheless. I want to scroll back to the next Coca-Cola payment just to see if it was a little bit less or a little bit more. All right, so there you see, so $82. So, that's that's what, like $10 less. So that's just the increasing amount of dividends that you can sort of see over time. So there you have it. That's Coca-Cola within the portfolio. I probably should really invest a little bit more money in just due to it being such a a safe dividend company. But if you did like the content, make sure you like and subscribe, and give me a comment down below if you invest in Coca-Cola. How many shares you got? How many dividends you earn every single quarter with the company? I think it's a very safe bet. I wouldn't go anything past Coca-Cola and McDonald's for your first dividend companies if you were new and you were to start investing. I think those two companies would be, probably the best route for you to take. But again, thanks for watching. As always, if you did like the content, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.